The time has finally come for me to make a decision on what I'm going to be doing, and this decision has been one of the hardest decisions of my career. And this year at the CrossFit Games,
we only got 37 days till the games. We got to go.
This is going to hurt like a mother. I think there's a lot of reasons that contributed to my decision to continue on and take my spot that I got at Torian and go to the games this year. It wasn't the intention, but I think, you know, if I never did it, I would definitely regret it. And then when I was at Torian, I just had such an incredible time competing. You know, the Torian Pro was such a huge celebration, and everything that I couldn't even have dreamt of a better way to send off, if you will. And I think it's only fitting to see through the season and go to the CrossFit Games.
And there we have it. She has decided to compete, which we knew was going to happen. Obviously, it wasn't even a question. Welcome to the morning show. I told you so. I'm not muted anymore, Vera. All right. Good morning. All right. We knew she was going to compete. It wasn't a question. I don't think. Maybe at one point I was like, I don't know. But she was. It was clear. Anyways, welcome. What's up, Craig? Vera. Vicky. All right. Let's party. There is literally nothing happening in the CrossFit space currently. And it's sad. Well, it's not sad. It's probably necessary. It's probably necessary. I feel like no news is good news, at least for a little bit in our space. It's a little exhausting after a while, you know, of something needing to happen or something currently happening every 5 minutes, because most of the time it's a little bit of a negative. But anyways, all right, so there was a little bit of news yesterday. Oh, so I did. I told everyone she was going to compete. You shut your mouth. You're on my show. So interestingly enough, on Dave's review, let's go to Dave's review real quick. Let's see. Dave said there would be 2 interesting announcements yesterday, which is funny because I was looking for both like through last night. And I think obviously he meant Tia's thing. It didn't even cross my mind that that's what he meant.
We can review with asking a couple, and I don't a media pass, but the team who handles our media passes, I'll ask them. I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, and I don't know what decision they're going to make. But you know, let that team do their thing and make the decision they need to make. A couple announcements tomorrow. A couple cool things. So pay attention. We have an announcement, and there'll be another announcement. Exciting. Both of them are exciting. So games related. Okay, let me get that way. People don't think that that we're announcing that the company sold. That's not happening. So, but there's a couple announcements coming out tomorrow. So pay attention to the scene, and if you're a fan, etc. I think you guys will like them. All right. that's the week in review. Thanks a lot. Post your comments or your.
Anyways, so he was talking about Tia's. I didn't even cross my mind that he was talking about Tia's. Obviously, it's on the game's website. So, also announce. What do you guys think? Do we hate?
Hey, I've seen this one.
Do we hate or? So I definitely think that crossover double unders looking like this make us and elevate much better than what they look
Hey,
like.
I've seen this one. I've seen this one. This is a classic.
One or two. This makes it look good. And I think most people instead of looking like that for it. Yeah, I like a new movement like this before. It's certainly not 400 grand. It's way less. It's going to be like $100,000 less than it was the year before. But no, I mean, if you were to, would you pass up a $400,000 payday? You know, I think there is a point where like you have money, and I assume Tia is in this point. Oh, sorry guys. Thank you. That does get really loud. And like, not saying that no one wants 400 grand, but there's a point where the money isn't enough to make that push. And I mean, $400,000 is a lot. It's probably closer to like 250 or maybe somewhere between 250 and 300. But you know, there's a chance that they make that in their template programming alone, or affiliate in template programming alone. You know what I mean? Not her endorsements, just her company. So, you know, I mean, agreed. It's hard to pass up that kind of bit, but I don't know if it's a money thing. I disagree, Larry. Well, after overpaying for my tickets, this doesn't make me say yay crossovers. If Tia didn't do the drama post, more people would be excited to see her compete. I disagree. I mean,
The time is
just look at this. I mean, this is 1,000 people saying fuck yes, basically. Finally gonna watch the games. So fucking excited. So amazing. Can't wait to watch you. Can't wait to watch you. Can't wait to watch you. So I disagree. I mean, it's like overwhelming. Yeah. We always disagree. That's all right. But I mean, just on that, right? I mean, you know, Larry, I think you just want to see people lift heavy. You want to turn CrossFit into a powerlifting event, right? Which is not the definition of fitness, which is totally fine. But to say that people would be more excited to see her compete if she didn't do this, I have to say I disagree. Like, the CrossFit space needed a little positive nugget right now. And so I don't hate it. It probably was a little drawn out. I feel sad for Georgia Pryor and basically stringing her along. I mean, I assume they spoke behind closed doors. But yeah, I don't know. Tariq, if she gets 8, might as well go for 10. Yeah, maybe. I doubt it. Right. Like Froning said on his podcast a few weeks ago that, I mean, even until, gosh, like his team win like in 2019 or 21, I feel like maybe somewhere around there, 18 or 19, he was unsure if he was going to be able to not go back to the fire station. And that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. He had so much endorsements, so many endorsements, so much money coming in. You know, at that point, like, I don't know, a couple $1 million in winnings alone. It was I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. So maybe people don't make as much money as they need. Yeah. Verity did wordplay to build anticipation. I think so. I mean, that's what it seems like, you know. Who knows though? Good morning, Tim. All right. So what else is in the space? So I traveled last weekend and the weekend before. And let's see. I get my dates right. So we had Wod Prep camp last weekend, which was a huge success. So much fun. We had about 25 athletes there and had breakout groups, went over all the skills of CrossFit. People got their first muscle up. People strung together their first double unders. You know, people hit snatch and clean and jerk PRs. We talked about training through injury and pain. We talked about strategy and how to build out workout plans and strategy and assess and break down a workout for your benefit. It was really, really good. It was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And, yeah, so I was in Denver, Louisville from Friday through Monday. And the last, like, not coming home, but the flight before on the way out, both flights to, where did I fly? NorCal, right? Yeah, NorCal. I was on the plane and I was in a row right next to like a baby, just absolutely losing it all 3 flights. And I felt so bad. People are so rude. Like, it's a 3-year-old time bomb, right? That you can't control. If it goes off, it just is going to go off and there's nothing you can do about it. And people just, they get, I don't know. If you're that person, if you're a person that gets on a plane and gets upset when a baby is crying, you suck. Don't be a piece of shit. Babies on planes are hard, and don't be that person. I felt so bad for the parents. Man, they were fucking losing their minds and just unconsolable completely. Felt terrible. Avera, do you like that that they told? Yeah, 100%. Right? Like, I want to see athletes, like, I want to see them struggle with things that they could have prepared for, right? Like, I want to see them struggle. I want to see them struggle in a 6-mile run, but I don't want them to, like, not have ran the entire prep because they were told they weren't going to run. You know what I mean? So, do I prefer watching them struggle? Again, I think the game should be more about who can complete the test, not who can do the test the fastest. Like the grueling grit and grind mindset of the old school way. And so I like that, but I like them knowing that it's coming. And then like new skills, I think new skills should be told in advance, at least a couple weeks, right? So they can figure it out, right? And that's not a new skill. People have done it. People are really good at it. A lot of the top 100 athletes have been practicing this. So they'll all look good doing it. And I think it should be designed to express their fitness, not embarrass them on the floor. At least in the sense of like a new skill or like a freestanding handstand push-up or like a legless pegboard, you know, movements that require like I don't know. I think movements, it's really subjective. Movements that look really shitty when you're not good at them versus when you have some mastery of the movement, it just looks so much different. Something like that should be told in advance, mainly because people that aren't in the space are going to be watching, right? And why put us in a point where we just become a mockery? So, like if it's a heavy deadlift, yeah, I think legless. I said legless and I kind of walked it back. Legless pegboard because the movement, well, they've done it for one, but the movement doesn't look terrible when you're not good at it. You're just not good at it, right? Like deadlifting a certain weight or doing heavy lunges or something like that, right? Like you don't have to tell them that's coming. They should have prepped well enough to be ready for something like that. But like something like the crossover double under, or even potentially like a new implement that just looks atrocious when people haven't practiced it, I think that's important, right? So yeah, I like it. I think it's the right thing to do. Tim's excited, can't wait. Like a lift. Yeah, so a skill that needs to be developed falls outside unknown and unknowable. I agree. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to. It's hard to define it. Like I think this is more subjective. I don't think they should know the test ever. I hate knowing the test because then it turns into a 2 month or 3 month or 4 month preparation, and then the GPP concept and the CrossFit methodology goes away. The more you know about the test incoming, the less varied your training is. And I think that's a problem. Right now, it's different. It's not the same sport. And a lot of high level coaches will disagree with me, right? Because you have to just throw shit at the wall all the time, which I think is totally fine. Like, I think that's why CrossFit design and program design is the hardest thing to program for, like in all of sport and athletics in general, right? Because you don't know what the test is going to be. And I think that's what makes it so much fun, right? And like, this isn't a knock on High Rocks, but programming for High Rocks is boring as fuck, right? Which is why High Rocks will succeed through the running world, not through the CrossFit world. The CrossFit world will do High Rocks and they will get bored because most of them don't like to run anyways. And all they're going to do is run and do machines and sleds. And so, and burpees. And while all of those things are great, and I think High Rocks is a great test and great fitness, it will get monotonous and boring and people will leave. But the runners won't, because the runners have just been running for forever, long runs, short runs, etc. But now they have a bunch of other stuff to do. So the High Rocks world will thrive from the running world moving into it, not from the CrossFit world moving into the High Rock space. And that's because being unknown and unknowable is very being very varied. Anyways, Larry, so about Echo Bike, I'm using for warm-up, held 70 for 4 minutes. That's really good. Curious if 80 for 10 would cover my mid. 80 for 10. 80 for 10 minutes would be insane. You're talking like, let's see, RPM to calorie, Echo Bike conversion table. I'm pretty sure 80 for 10 is 275 calories in 10 minutes, which would be insanity. Larry, 70 for 10 would be insanity. Yeah, that would be 275, I think is what it would be. That would be a very, very, very elite score. Very elite. Like top 1% of 1%. Like that's what Dallin and them are getting. Right? It's something like that. Lance, Yeah, big strong. It's so crazy how the bike does that. Lance, I know for a bit the games had new and weird movements, but I'd be 100% basic cross movements and standard workouts. So the problem, right? And this is so. Gus, how elite? I'll come back to this. How elite are you talking? Like top 10 in the world? Okay, so Lance, heavy DT, double heavy DT Murph. Triplet standard. So what you're saying, this happens, right? This doesn't get, like, we do all of these things. And so we've tested a lot of this throughout the year, right? And so there has to be there's a lot of factors that go into running a competition, right? And so when you do, like, all of this is barbell, right? This is all barbell, just to be clear. That's pretty much what you said. AMRAPs are really less than ideal in competition because it doesn't, it harms the winner, right? So you always want to be mindful of how many AMRAPs you put in a competition, if any, or if it's not just the last workout, mainly because AMRAPs are really hard to follow from like a crowd experience, and it's a show almost first and foremost. Probably second, find the fittest, then it's a show and it has to be viewable. So AMRAPs are hard to view and watch. And then they also can't control the volume. So when the winner is penalized for being better, it's a really hard thing to digest. So things like heavy DT and Murph and the standard and triplets. And so triplets are going to be, rounds for time. But again, a lot of these things are really hard to follow. Chippers aren't. Chippers are really easy to follow. So there's just a lot of creativity that has to come with them. We've always known that the games will test in a different style, right? The games will test more running because it's outside of the gym naturally. And at least before this year and last year, you would have outside components. And so since we don't have those outside components every year, it will continue to look more like this. Last year's games look like this, right? If you break down all of the workouts, besides what the mile run, swim, and the stand back carry. So I think simple is really good. I think the main thing that I like to see, no way, not even remotely, Avera, no, because they already have a run swim. So I mean, that same person's going to win. So no Murph. So I lost my thought. So my view on the games is it should be much less about who is the fastest burpier and more so who can tolerate the most volume over the weekend and who has the most grit, grind, and recoverability, right? Because back in the day, thank you, YouTube user. Because back in the day, Rich won because he moved better and was better by the time the end of the week got through, right? The end of the weekend was there. He was the most recovered, he was the least beat up, and that's how he made it. And back in the day, people just weren't as smart. So they would take let's just go to an example, right? So if we look at grueling workouts over the years, right? Okay, so if we look at grueling, really, fuck. Here we go. Okay, so this is just 2019, right? So a pretty tough year, but overall, the only true grueling workout was first cut, very tough, but athletes now are just better, and that would be a less tough workout, right? I agree. I agree. I was just saying examples. I love the workouts. Yeah, for sure. I agree. And I'm just talking about why it's harder for us and harder for Dave to program workouts like that because of this concept. Athletes are better, they're smarter, and they're more fit. And so when we have workouts, like we have to continue to we have to make sure and understand and know where the fitness level of the athletes are. Okay. So if we look at the games, we just go to 2015. So this is like arguably like one of the best games ever. Okay. So swim, 500, paddle, hard workout, sandbags, grunt work, outside, sweat, etc. Right? Just grunt. Obviously, this was the first Murph. This was very, very tough, etc., etc. Okay. Heavy DT, very much of a big beatdown workout, right? Soccer chipper. The soccer chipper now would be nothing, right? And so soccer chipper was a huge, grueling workout back in the day, but it wouldn't even be a hard workout for them anymore. Triangle couplet, hard workout back in the day would not be much of a challenge now. And so what we see is same thing with this, right? Pedal to the metal 1 and 2. Maybe these deadlifts are still kind of heavy, but this would be a walk in the park for the athletes, right? So when we see the workouts, okay, when we see the workouts now or back then, they were grueling and they were hard, and the games represented a different stimulus because the athletes weren't as good. And so the programming needs to continue to progress from a difficulty standpoint. And so if we look at, let's just look at 23, right? I don't want to look at 24, right? Even looking at the pig chipper, which is roughly 100 feet, this was a pretty tough workout, but some people pretty much walked through it. The bike, again, hard, but not crazy, 8 minutes or 40 minutes. All right, Helena, not a hard workout, just a sprint. Ski bag, not really a hard workout, just a sprint. Alpaca redux, definitely a tough workout. Intervals, it's just in my opinion, one of the worst CrossFit Games workouts ever created. It's just a sprint, no challenging components. Okay. P-bar, pull, again, not really anything special. Echo thruster, again, not really grueling. Muscle up log, not grueling at all, right? Not even a little bit, right? And so the workouts have changed, and it's not even because the workouts are harder or less hard. The athletes are just so much more fit. This CrossFit Games, which is, I can't remember. I think this is still a Boz Games, right? Like it got easier. So Alpaca Redux and the Pig Chipper were the hardest workouts of the weekend, right? We had a total, which is great. We had a 5K, just fine. But people aren't going to try and run a 15-minute 5K. A true Linda. We've done Linda a couple times in regionals. Avera says he likes to see Linda. Linda's a great workout. I love, right. I want to see carnage, like Gus is saying. I want to see people hurt, like not be able to finish I want to see people walk on a run, right? Like the burden run, right? In the berm at Carson is just unmeasurable, right? Like it's just nothing can compare, right? No, Renata. I actually don't. I don't think so. So Renata asked, do I think Dave is influenced by people complaining more? No, right? And the reason why I say that is because Dave puts himself in a silo when he programs, and I think, in my opinion, I watched the Boys Interrupted when he had the Boys Interrupted when they had Dave on. And I just think Dave has a little bit loss of a pulse on how fit the field is. And we'll see this year, right? Like last year. And so this is obviously last year was what it was, but the problem with last year, okay, the main problem with last year was this workout right here. Okay. This workout, Chad was the cornerstone of 2024. Okay. And so because Chad was the cornerstone of the workout of the week, you basically, it biases the whole weekend. And it's a huge problem, right? If the cornerstone was the final, this workout, the weekend would have looked different. But he wrote Chad. I didn't say it was the worst event. I said it was the cornerstone, and it caused the weekend to be like programmed differently. All right. So obviously Lake Day was a very hard workout, barring everything, right? And so, but everything else was just a sprint. This was less grueling. It changed. Even if it was the normal way, it would have been different. But Chad, as the cornerstone of the year, hindered his ability to write everything else effectively. Okay. And so it's a biased year, and it's hard to really create a good assessment on what he's thinking. But if it looks anything like this again, right, this is a sprint, this is a sprint, this is a sprint, and it's just who can work out faster. It's not who can complete it. Clean ladder, same thing, right? I know they made the adjustments here, but same thing, right? There was not this grueling bit. I would love to see a super heavy ruck. Avera, Dave has been doing a lot of rucking. He has, you're right. Got a feeling a heavy ruck is coming. That would be cool. Like a 170 pound for like 2 miles. That would be cool. Now, boring to watch, but fuck, that would eat people alive. I mean, it would just ruin people's weekends, and that's what we want to see. And I'm not saying we want to hurt them, but I want to see who is most tolerant to training. Yeah. Oh my God, that would be crazy. And then it's all scored 4-3-2. So by the way, 4-3-2 should 100% be 2 scores. It shouldn't be 1 score. I hope to God that it's 2 scores. If it's not 2 scores, then it's a miss big time. It's going to be, everyone's going to row within 15 seconds of each other, and it's just going to be who can run 6 miles better. But if you score the row, just like they did at NorCal, right? Now it's real strategy, right? And even at NorCal, they scored the row and everyone got off within 20 seconds, but it mattered. Larry, I thought I read somewhere 300 cows. It's 200 cows for 10 minutes is the gold standard. Oh, God. No, he wouldn't make it 3 scores. It would. So this would really balance it out, right? Instead of it just being the best runner, if you put a ruck on, like, Caitlin, like example, Caitlin Bernadette, right? Then you, like, it's to the point where someone like, I don't know, hypothetical, like Laura Horvath could catch up to her, right? Because she's going to run so much better, minutes, even probably minutes faster in a 2-mile ruck than a smaller athlete, right? Or like Lydia Fish. Lydia Fish is going to blast the first run. She's going to do man on the row, and then people are going to start catching her. But then she would take off on the run again, versus putting a ruck on her, right? And a bigger athlete's going to be able to catch them. So that would be pretty cool. Go back to Larry's thing. No, the 200 calories is the gold standard. 300. I don't know if anyone can do 300 in 10 minutes. I mean, I'm assuming someone can, like Dallin or James, but I don't think they did. Actually, I don't know if they can. They did didn't they do a 5-minute test? Um, they did a 5-minute test of max calories and they got like 168, right? Which is like, I don't know, roughly 80 RPMs the whole time. Right? Is that right? No, that's not right. It's like 85 RPMs the whole time. Yeah. So I don't think they could sustain that for another 5 minutes. So I don't think 300 is possible. I mean, it's possible, but it's like, that's like world record type times. So it's 200. Anyways, it would be interesting if it was weighted. Yeah. And it would be a score, right? So it could be like 100 points for the whole thing, 75 for the row, or 50 for the row, or 90, 60, something like that. That would be cool. I would like some, like, after starting to write programming for competitions, I think it is, I think scoring has a huge deal to it, and finding ways to write something simple, like a 21:15:9, but making it to where it's not just a who's faster, right? I want there to be more strategy involved, but at the same time, I want the strategy to be who is just going to hurt more, not who can do burpees faster inside of a air conditioned fucking floor for 30 squats and 30 ski and 30 burpees. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just my thought. Or like putting them on, like a C2 bike and connect all the C2 bikes to the screen, and it's like, 300 calories for time or 500 calories for time, right? Things that are going to really, like, when they finish, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can continue working out. Like, that's what I want to see, but maybe not hurt them. I don't know. We'll see. Dave has mentioned multiple times that it's going to be like a very classic. I feel like he said that last year, and I don't think it was classic at all, right? Like, not even a little bit. So, I just don't want things like the Dickies triplet and Helena, right, from 2023. I think those are boring to watch, right? Like, I don't want to see them do 10 bar muscle ups and 10 dumbbell snatches with a 400-meter run, because it's not, I mean, it's just boring. It's just not there. Like, this workout, like Dickies triplet should have been like a 400-meter run and 25 toes to bar or something like that, and then 15 dumbbell snatches, right? It didn't have anything to do with the run or the toes to bar. Like, it had to do with transitions. Like, I don't want people to transition their way into a great score. Like, that's just boring as shit to me. Like, make it to where it's like, oh, I don't know if they can go on. Every workout should be written at least in mind that the winner will go unbroken, but the winner could also blow up and get 10th place because they pushed the intensity too close, right? Like, the final event was very similar, right? This was a good event, okay, because it challenged them 24, 24, 21, 21, right? It was like, who can go unbroken will win, but everyone's going to try to go unbroken and people will blow up. And that's exactly what happened on the bar muscle ups. Now, should it have been scored 100 points and 100 points? So yeah. So Renata said, I feel like Dave has visited more competitions, possibly. Yeah, exactly. Something like that, right? Gus sent me, it was like a longer run, a huge set of toes to bar run, huge set of toes to bar, maybe. But anyways, we can be creative without being silly. I think the crossover double under is fine at this point. Just like the pegboard is fine at this point. It wasn't fine in 25, but I think it or in whatever 15. And it fit well then because it was basically this huge separator. And so, but again, that workout now would be a walk in the park, even with the parallel deficits, handstand push-ups. It would just be who strategized, like who's just, who can do pegboards the fastest, right? So, yeah. Oh man, Oof. I'm just catching up on sleep from the weekend. When I travel, for family or work, my actual work programming doesn't change. Same amount of programming has to be done every Monday. And so when I take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to travel or prep for travel, I don't get all my normal work done. And so it's got to come from somewhere, right? So I just end up staying up super late. I'm the last one to bed every time, the whole time I'm traveling. And I'm the first one up to try and get work done after people go to bed and before people wake up. And it's tough. It gets exhausting for sure. Good morning, Jeff. Yeah, I think this is a good workout. I probably would make the second rest shorter, probably go 2 minutes again. But yeah, your fucking core is going to hurt so bad. And yeah, anyways, a good workout, Gus. Gus's workout is 50 toes to bar, mile run, 50 toes to bar. Rest 4, 35 toes to bar, 800 meter run, 35 toes to bar. Rest 2, 20 toes to bar, 400 meter run, 20 toes to bar. Yeah, I might even rest like 2-1 or something like that. How many toes to bar is that? 210. That's a tough one for sure. Total time, I wouldn't split that score. So anyways, Avera, it seems to me that events involving lunging, lunging crushes people for sure. Sorry about that. All right. What else? Yeah. Trying to get triple unders fucks up my double unders. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't need to worry about triple unders, Avera. I want you to be able to do 200 double unders first. I'm pretty confident I didn't even know there was a team competition last year. I don't know. It just is boring, right? Like it's not. I felt like the team was most fun to watch when it was outside and like they were doing shit like carrying them on the like the medic hold, right? I thought that was cool. Or when they had the huge raft that they had to swim with. I thought those things were cool. But I just can't get into it. I hate synchro deadlifts. Do this movement. Oh, synchro. I thought it was same bar. Those same bar deadlifts were terrible back in the day. They were the worst. All right. All right. What else is happening? Anything? Tia's in. So who's going to get second place? Let's see if she's on the leaderboard yet. I'm not going to make it the whole time. I got to be off early. So we're going to be off the next 5 minutes. Whoops, that's not right. Leaderboard. Oh, Tia's name isn't on the board yet, but I assume it will be soon. Yeah. I got nothing. I'm excited for prep for the games. It's going to be fun. I was able to work with one of my master's athletes at camp, which was really cool. We made a lot of progress. Masters games are in Columbus in 2 months, like the 20th or something. Games are in the first. It's just gonna be an interesting 5 weeks. 37 days, I think, is what they yelled at Tia on their video. So it's gonna be good. I hope Dave gives us a chance to enjoy watching it. It makes a good workout. Program's really good competition. Larry asks something that I can't even read. Do you have any thoughts on methylene blue increasing mitochondria? Got to figure out this bike. I don't know what the fuck that means. What are you asking? Methyl. Oh, is that like a nose spray? Methylene blue is a medication used to manage and treat methaglobinemia, a condition which hemoglobin decreases. Are you saying to use methyl blue? Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know what that is. That's funny. Do people supplement this? People are so strange. They supplement this? I don't think you should do that. Anyways, I don't dive down rabbit holes. I've done a good job. Snozzberries. Yes, exactly. People do supplement that. That's fucking bonkers. What? All right, we're not going to look into that. Okay. Judy, I will 100% be in Columbus. The whole team will. Get him a Vera. There's no way that works. There's no way that it would take it from normal to excessive. Anyways, we're not going to do this. Okay. Judy, we will 100% be in Columbus. We have our Airbnb right down the road. I got to book my plane tickets. We actually have a booth and we'll be podcasting the whole time in between heats and things. So we'll have a Wod Prep booth there. So make sure if you guys are there, come on, hang out. The CrossFit Games for old fucks and young fucks is in Columbus. Vicky, Maddie Rogers, stroke. So, yeah, it's not my place to talk about it, but I've chatted with Maddie and she's doing well. And it wasn't as serious as Spin made it seem. And so, yeah, I mean, I it's not my place to talk about it. Maybe if she says it's cool, then we can talk about it more. Or maybe I'll have her on at some point to chat about it. But she's getting ready for nationals. So, we wish her the best and that it was a nothing. Yeah, but I know she's training already and feeling good. So, again, not my place to talk anymore about it. I don't like, because I know Maddie personally, it's not, I feel, I don't feel appropriate talking about without her, without her being cool with it. Let's see. Genocide chat. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Gus, am I ready for tomorrow? Yeah, I'm gonna whip your ass. It's not even a question. If you guys don't know, me and Gus are going head to head on. Is it on Clinton's podcast? I don't even know what podcast it's on. We'll just assume it's that one. Judy, you have a teen athlete. So we don't. She does do the program that we write with Coda, right? So she technically does the compete program at Coda, which we write with Kevin, who's the owner of Coda. So, but she's not a Wod Prep athlete. We just have our affiliation with them. So, what time is it tomorrow, Gus? I don't think we know yet. Avera, what workout are you doing? We don't know. Gus is gonna die. He's a pussy, so it's fine. Just tune in. Glinton things. I think it's at like 2:00. Is there a? Did they make a thing yet? Let's see. Huh. No. They have the title of it. Head to head. I'm not sneaky fit. KDO. I'm fit. I'm only fit in some things, right? Like it's gotta be for me to have a real chance against Gus. Gus is pretty fucking fit. It's gotta be like burpees and double unders and like dumbbell snatch or something like that. If there's or like maybe some gymnastics, chest to bar. Yeah, it can't be any bar. If there's barbell cycling, like it won't even be fun because I can't do it very fast. All right, I got to run. You guys tune into Glinton Things tomorrow, 2:00, 2 Eastern. I think I don't know. It was just on there, whatever it is. Me and Gus are gonna go head to head. It'll be fun. Watch me wax the floor with him, and yeah, on to the next one. All right, let's see. Boom, done. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. We'll see you Friday. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Sorry I missed yesterday. I was fucking crushed. I needed 8 hours. I needed some sleep. I was dying. Too much lack of sleep over the last little bit. I'll be on Friday morning. Talk about whatever comes up. Bring some topics. Maybe we'll talk about something like other than the CrossFit season. I don't know. Bring some questions. We'll talk about programming, maybe pain, injury, anything. Program design, how to get strong as fuck, how to not be fat, not die early. I don't know. All right. See you guys later. Peace.